Okay, just gone live. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining today's session. And today we'll be talking about Sarkari Naukri after B.Tech. So everyone who's pursuing B.Tech and are in their third year and fourth year, and if you are confused, which is the right direction for you. So today we might not be covering the private sector, but we'll try to cover each and everything that comes under government job. And for that, we have Vikram sir with us. He's a joint director at National Health Authority, NHA. So thank you so much, sir, for joining us today. It's a great pleasure to have you with us.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
Great. So everyone who has joined this session, you all can ask your questions via Q&A button. You can see it below your screen. You can ask your questions. I would be asking the questions to sir, and if there is anything, you can maybe put in the comment section. You can always raise your hands if you want to ask. And let's begin. And hopefully you all enjoy this session a lot. So, Vikram sir, to begin with, I would like to know, there is a lot of craze about government jobs and private jobs, different. अलग लोगों का अलग-अलग तरीके का craze है. So, what are the benefits? Let's talk about benefits first. कि government job में रहकर कौन-कौन से benefits मिलते हैं?
So, thanks, Vartika. I think जो government job है, the biggest advantage that I find working in government is like government is a big NGO. If you work, if you want to maybe help your society, help the country, one can work in an NGO, and maybe if I work in Kanpur in an NGO, I would be able to affect maybe a small area of Kanpur. Whichever area if I focus on, but you have an online community, you mentioned, and you have a large base. But typically, when we talk of social sector, there are these models, and you have to maybe limit yourself to one area. If you work in government, the advantage you have is that if you do something good, you can do it at scale. If you make a good policy and if it gets implemented, that would be beneficial for the entire country. If you make a good COVID software, everybody in India would be able to book vaccines very easily. If you make good IRCTC website, everybody would be able to book railway tickets from any part of the country. So the scale at which we can make impact, I think that is that for me that has been the most important thing that I find in government jobs. In addition, many people they work, they do business. Now business is risky. For people like us, there is a fixed amount of salary that comes at the 30th of each month. You are working, and that cushion is there. In terms of government, also there is this thing which is well known, is that there is stability of job. So if you work in private sector, you may be told that after tomorrow, please do not report to me, and you are suddenly on your own. You have things like notice period in some big companies, but some companies the status is like that. So that this cushion factor is there in the government, that you have stability. You don't have to think a lot about these things. Many things are taken care of. If you are in tier 1, tier 2 city, you most probably get a convenient house. You do not have any support at your house, but you get a vehicle and things like that. That might be minor, but sometimes you can say that these are
Yes.
like enabling factors, or these are some things which make our life comfortable, and you are able to focus on the work that you are given.
Correct, correct. And since we all have came, like we have all have faced Corona, so I guess we know job security is something that we all want in our life. Okay, so as I told you, we have a community, and all the everyone who is attending is maybe a engineering aspirant or engineering student. So my next question is, does a particular branch really define what sort of job you will get, or maybe it's a restriction? If you are from civil, you will only get these set of jobs.
So I don't think branch is a restriction. Uh, to answer the question that you have asked, I think we would have to probably define what are the different jobs that are available in government for an engineering graduate. Uh, so there are 3 or 4 different things that I can think of. The first thing is exams like UPSC and SSC. So UPSC is an exam which helps you become a civil servant, and you get into services like the IAS, the IPS, the Indian Revenue Service, Indian Foreign Service. And these are all jobs wherein you are selected on the basis of your performance in a competitive exam, which is being conducted every year. And for that, there is no bar, there is no restriction. You can take any subject, and you can uh, and you have to take one subject,
Okay.
and if you perform well in that subject, then you are selected. So you can it is irrespective of branch.
Okay.
There are some recent developments that have happened. For example, in Niti Aayog, there has been a lot of positions which are floated as young professionals, or fellows,
Mhm.
or things like Pradhan Mantri Rural Development Fellows. So for these fellows, what is being thought is that there are motivated individuals who are required to submit the applications, and they again can be of any branch. So
Okay.
that also is irrespective of branch. Third thing which has been recently done, and I wanted to bring to the notice of everybody, is that recently we also did campus hiring. National Health Authority did campus hiring for young engineering professionals. We hired on a contractual basis for 3 years. Uh,
Okay.
uh, engineers, engineers of all streams of engineering. We went to different IITs. Our package was 15 lakh rupees per annum, and we made hirings at IIT Roorkee, IIT Kharagpur, Kanpur, BHU, in IIT Delhi. And
Okay.
interestingly, many people were from chemical engineering branch. Many people were from biochemical engineering. Some were from mechanical engineering. So although these jobs that we were looking for was mostly programming based jobs, but we took people from other branches also, because first year of each engineering is common. But I request everybody that if they um, really want to be like market to know more about market, or to be in sync with the market, it would be a good idea to really know well about programming language. One programming language, if you know, uh, and uh, uh, and good one data analytics course, if you have done, that would be really helpful. But wherever you go, if you are an engineer, these two things would be very helpful, and it is irrespective of your branch. And there are places like Coursera, EDX. Even in India, we have NPTEL and other forum where we can study online or offline. But these are please know one programming language very well.
Okay. Okay. So this programming language you are talking about, irrespective of their courses, correct?
It could be anything: C, C++, Java, JavaScript. These are PHP and platforms like libraries like Python. So these are some things that every engineer should at least know once, and these are not very difficult. If you spend some time on internet, it will help you become more job friendly. It is expected of engineers, and it is in huge demand in the market. So it is irrespective of market, but it is more towards software. So become more software savvy, really know about things.
Okay. Okay. So we have our first question from Chakradhar. He's asking how to prepare for great examination in terms of getting job in PSUs in India.
Yeah, that's a good question. I'm sorry, I forgot that PSUs are again a great medium where you can work in government after giving your BTech or MTech. So to answer that, GATE is again you have to give exams after your BTech, and there are different IITs. So if you prepare well for GATE exams, yeah, again it is based on your. So if you are a BTech in electrical engineering, you prepare well your electrical engineering. There are institutes also which I have heard are coach for GATE exams. You prepare for that, and if you get good, if you prepare well, you will be able to get selection in a good college through GATE, maybe an IIT, and then various PSUs come to IITs during campus placements. I am from IIT Kanpur, so I know that a number of my batchmates were posted in NTPC and other PSUs. So just make sure that you prepare for GATE well, and also try that you maintain a good grade, maybe eight and above. It is said that becomes a, what you say, a cutoff for PSU selection at some time. So maybe a good idea uh, to maintain your grades.
Correct, correct, correct. Okay. So is there a website where they can maybe land and see all the information, all the exams which are coming, what's their examination date or maybe process? Because most of the exams, I guess, have, if you qualify the exam, then you have interviews. So is there a website which they can rely on?
I think that's a great question. There must be a website. I think it is. To answer that, there are different exams. So for different exams, there would be different websites. But for government jobs as a whole, there might not be a website. So I prepared for the UPSC exam, so I remember that there may be some websites which would provide this information. So what I can do is maybe I'll go back and I will find out about 2 or 3 good websites. I will share with you, and then you can share with them.
Great,
So
great. That would be a
there
great
should be
help.
some good resources definitely that are available. For me, UPSC's main website was helpful. You would get to know when is the mains exam being conducted, when is the interview being conducted, when is the screening being conducted. So for all exams, it would be like this. I will try and find out a consolidated good resource where it is collated properly.
Great, great. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Coming to the exams and the preparation. Okay, so let's say we have already given the exam. Is the process same in most of the departments? Like you'll give exam and then you'll give interview, or it's just exam and then you get your acceptance or rejection?
So again, it depends from exam to exam. And so, for example, if we talk about PSU selection, it would definitely have an interview component. So these PSUs, they also advertise in newspapers. you apply online and maybe you are called for an interview, or you are also given an online test. If the PSU comes to a campus, you are required to take an interview with the board that has come for taking the campus placements. So again, there is an interview. For UPSC and SSC exam, again, there is a written test and an interview. So the process is mostly the same. There would be a written test and there would be an interview. The only advice uh, for engineers is that most of us are maybe good in mathematics, but we might not be very good in, say, our English speaking skills, or maybe not in our way of presenting. We might know the stuff, but we are not able to maybe write it in a proper way or say it properly. So one advice would be that try and speak to yourself in a mirror, and uh, try to say 4 or 5 sentences about anything that you can think of. So, for example, you go to the mirror and say, oh, please tell me about the Aadhaar project, or please tell me about what is happening in Jammu and Kashmir, or
Okay.
please tell me about the Ukraine-Russia war, what is happening, and things like that. If you keep asking yourself, oh, what is the reason behind Ukraine and Russia war, and then you tell yourself in a mirror, and again, when you would answer that, you would again find that there are two more questions that arise from what you have spoken. So it would always be a good idea to maybe develop those skills, uh, because I am also one of them who do not have good speaking skills. But believe me, I think the more you try, the better you become at it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, so far, whenever we have taken any session on PSUs or maybe jobs, everyone
Yeah.
has said that communications are important and one should not take them for granted if you are looking forward to get a good job, even in private or maybe government sector.
That's right.
So, um, we have one question from Purvesh. Hello, sir. I am a last year engineering student. My specialization is computer engineering. I am interested in cybersecurity. Is there any job related in the field I mentioned?
Great. So definitely there are a lot of jobs in this. If you are looking for government jobs, the one of the problem that is there is they might ask for a work-ex, but don't get bogged down. Um, Cybersecurity is a very important area. The recent AIMS Delhi episode and the Saptajang episode that have happened has again made us more aware of and more cognizant of what on the importance of cybersecurity. Um, you should check out institutes like CERTIN, or STQC, or or there are Center for Department of Telematics, C. So these are 3 or 4 organizations which specialize in cybersecurity. There is something also which is called as employment news. Although I have never accessed a physical copy of it, but people say that a lot of these government job positions, when we had come here at National Health Authority and we had advertised for some positions, we were told that we also get a copy, in printed in employment news. So if you get access to employment news, I think that would be a one common repository where all the government positions are listed. So I would just request you to work hard on cybersecurity. Look at these websites. But if you don't get a job, don't find a position, and on employment news, or on 3 or 4 or 5 of these websites which deal in cybersecurity, don't worry. you get your job experience in place, there would be some chance to join back. Although we are talking of government jobs, I think the important thing for all of us as engineers is to think and also understand that government the government has their own procedures, and the number of jobs that are created by government are mostly coming down. So government is doing contractual hirings. These positions are also like the one we hired from IITs. They are contractual positions for 3 years. So we should not, although we should make an effort to work in government, we should not be very, I mean, possessive that I would go only in government. The thing is that there may be it takes time in government. For example, if the position, the cyber security job that the person who has asked is very interested in, but those jobs might be in the process of creation. They might be what you say. They might be updated, or they might be listed on the website next year. So we should always keep our options open.
Okay.
Yeah.
And coming to my next question, Vikram, which company, government company, maybe which sector is hiring the most? Like which sector is hiring the most engineers? If you can tell us more about it.
I think you should try Niti Aayog, who does a lot, who is doing a lot of these fellows, these Pradhan Mantri Rural Development Fellows. Again, a lot of hiring is going on. UIDAI, the Aadhaar Authority, is also does a lot of hiring. National Health Authority, we are also doing a lot of hirings, I think. So these are some of the places which I know, which are doing a lot of hirings. Maybe PSUs also. So maybe a good idea to check them. And with regard to that cyber security question, I would also request you that what happens is that uh, it is also a good idea to maybe go to these 2 or 3 agencies which work in cyber security, and then just drop a mail to maybe the administration division of that organization, or to maybe an officer. You can search for that officer in LinkedIn, and you can get his profile, and who has a profile which is matching similar to yours, just send an email. For example, this 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 access in
Sir, you are not audible. Something is wrong with the mic, I guess. I'm so sorry. So you're not audible.
Am I audible now?
Yes, you are now. Yes.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. So I was just mentioning that there is a perception which I also had, wherein I wanted to meet senior government officers. Say, for example, I was very interested in public health. How does a hospital function, and why are there no doctors in government hospitals? So I always wanted to know how can we improve the public health situation in in our country. And I wanted to get in touch with senior government officers, but I always thought that, oh, they might be very busy. Uh, they might not respond to me. And uh, to be very honest, I think the reality is not like that. If you approach any officer or official whom you really want to interact with, if you would reach out to 10, maybe at least 2 or 3 would respond to your request, and they would meet you, because some of them would make time, some of them are interested, and they know that this is their responsibility, and they have also gone through the same phase.
Correct.
So might be a good idea to maybe get in touch with them, say that clearly say to them that I want you to be my mentor. I want you to tell me about this if it is possible, and without wasting their time. I mean, you can do a lot of research on sitting in your college on your or in your home, but you can ask a lot of experiential questions to them, and some of them would be able to spare 10-15 minutes, and they also want to interact.
Great, great. That's really a positive thing we have got out of this session.
Yeah.
Okay, so can you please explain us, like, there is a difference in administrative jobs and technical jobs. So what's the major difference, if you can help us here?
So that's a great question. So what happens, like I was talking about software, CoWIN and IRCTC, and primarily because at National Health Authority also there is a lot of software related work that goes on. So I'm in charge of the administrative or the non-technical aspects of the Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission. So every project would have a software. Uh, every technical project, say for example IRCTC or CoWIN, or it would have a software, and the software aspects, if you are maybe posted in the technology division, you would have to maybe make the software or do coding. In addition to that, having built a software, there are other things that are also required. How do we say how do we get more and more advertisements on the IRCTC website, or how do we say, for example, you launch a new feature on IRCTC, or what is IRCTC doing to address the problem of agents. So all these things is software is one part of it, but how to design the software, or if a feature on a software is built, how do we make it available to people? How do you coordinate with different agencies? So this work, how do you make different payments? For example, if the software is hosted on AWS platform,
Correct.
or Microsoft Azure platform, you would have to make a lot of payments, or you would have to receive a lot of payments. So administrative division deals with all non-technical or functional aspects of the software, while the technology division, if you are posted, would have to be would deal probably with the software development of it.
Great, correct, correct, correct. Okay, so I hope this difference is actually clear to each and every one. And if you have any question related to this specific question, this is the great time to ask. In the meantime, I'll be taking two questions from students. The first question is from Deepika. She's saying, "Good evening, sir." She's a student of artificial intelligence, and she's asking what are the best government job related to her stream.
So again, I would do ask her to make I mean, to check these websites like the UIDAI. The National Health Authority also has a lot of positions related to that. Something some other government officers which deal with artificial intelligence could be, there's an organization, semi-government organization, something called as the ONDC, that also could be thought of. There is also something which is called as the NPCI, the National Payment Corporation of India, which administers the UPI scheme. All these payments that we make from Paytm, PhonePe, the BHIM app. This is the UPI scheme. So how do we make use of the data that we have collected? Could be a good area where she can maybe try and find out.
Okay. So the second question is from Neha. Hello, sir. I'm a third year computer engineering student, and I'm planning to go to Japan for 2 years. And how this experience will help me in getting a government job, mainly IFS service. I'm not really sure if
Huh.
I'm
So
not
Neha,
really clear with the question.
this experience would not be helpful for you to, I mean, in your IFS service, because there is no criteria of a foreign experience in doing a Indian Foreign Service examination, first of all, you would have to clear a very tough examination for IFS, which is the UPSC Civil Services examination. If you qualify in that, you would have to undergo an interview. And in that interview, you can say that, oh, I have been to Japan, but merely going to Japan for getting more marks in an interview to get IFS would not be sufficient, because the persons who take your interview are also very intelligent. So they would very well figure out that just because you have gone to Japan for 2 years would not make you a good Indian Foreign Service officer. And in addition to that, you might not be posted in Japan. You might be posted in Europe, you might be posted in Cambodia, you might be posted in Afghanistan, you might be posted in the US. So in their entire duration, you might not even be posted in Japan. So one country experience would not matter much. If you would have to do Indian Foreign Service and if you are serious about it. So there are in engineering parlance, we always we are all I mean, we all go through this phase of what to say, getting influenced by these glamorous positions. So these positions are very prestigious, but the reality is that it requires a lot of focus. So in for all engineers, what happens is that we would be artificial intelligence, machine learning, blockchain, Indian Foreign Service, and Indian Administrative Service, Indian Police Service. All these things are they sound very glamorous, but to really get to it would require a lot of effort. So you would have to maybe focus on one of the things that among 15 things that you are looking or interested in. And it is okay to be interested in a lot of things. I'm not saying that. I mean, the youth, this age is like that we are influenced by a lot of things. We get interested in a lot of things. We get also distracted by a lot of things. So if you really are interested in Indian Foreign Service, I think my advice, my serious advice would be to take some time out, get to upsc.gov.in, know more about the exam, know more about what the procedure of becoming an Indian Foreign Service officer really is. And there is a lot of material on the website, no doubt about that. And then you really get to know what exactly is required, and then you do a back calculation. Oh, if I have to become this, I would have to do this.
Correct. First of all, I would like to say all the best to Neha. I hope you get what you are looking for, and I hope this answer really helped you. So my next question is somewhat related to what you said right now. As you said, you have given UPSC exam, and is there a set of advice you would like to give everyone who wants to pursue for government exam, and what mistakes they should definitely not make? Because I guess distraction is the first thing that you just mentioned, but what other mistakes also they should not make?
Yeah, I think distraction is a very important point. And I passed the exam in 2010, where the probability of getting distraction was lesser than the probability which is today. Today, there is so much of information overload that that it is very, very difficult to stay focused. And everybody is, I mean, struggling with this. For example, if I send you a 3-page PDF on your WhatsApp, it is very difficult for you, I mean, at least for me, to read the entire document on my mobile or on my laptop on my own. It is very, very difficult. It requires a lot of focus to read that document. So to be able to focus, is one of the main advice that I would like to give. And also, I mean, you should always be kind to yourself. What happens is that we take things very seriously. That that we have to get through this exam, otherwise nothing will happen. It is not like that. We should always have backup plans in place. Ultimately, why are we living? Why we if we don't get into a government job, or if we don't get a job whose package is say X lakh rupees, doesn't matter. At the end of the day, what is required is you have to be happy. And for being, for being happy and to being satisfied, there is no end to being what you say, desiring more and more. If you get a decent amount of job, decent job, do your job, try and make your level best efforts. Always try and have a backup in mind. Don't try and compare yourself to others, that oh, he or she has done that, so I should also do the same thing. There are many people who would become who would take up prestigious government jobs, or there are many people uh, who would take a lot of hefty packages. But at the end of the day, if you see their life 5 or 10 years down the line and see your life, it would be like relatively the same. So let us at the end of the day, you try and make all your efforts that are there in your hand. And don't want you to say that be complacent. Try your heart out. If you don't try your heart out, if you don't put in your level best efforts, you would not get anything. So you have to put your level best efforts. But you should also try and do to be kind to yourself and do a lot of soul searching. Um, One of the things that I always tell to myself and to all my friends around, if we generally in India, do not read a lot of books. If we read like take 5 good books, and probably any book, uh, probably any book, and even if you read one book in one quarter, I think that would be really helpful.
Great.
We always read course books, or we read it for our exams, and that is it. There is a lot of learning that happens in uh, in these uh, in these books, and so that would be one advice.
So we'll be ending this session in 5 minutes, and I've already started the poll. So please give your answers. How did you like this session? And by that time, I have one question from Ayush. I would like to take that. He's asking, what are the scope in government job for mechanical engineers? Currently, I am a third-year student pursuing B.Tech from NIT Patna. Are there any positions open for mechanical engineers in which there is direct recruitment without exam, just interview?
You would have to check. Ayush. Various PSUs might have an interview. You should also check like the fellowship schemes that I was talking about. Um, don't always think that getting the shorter way, or getting a shortcut off by not giving an interview would be helpful. The other person who would be hiring should know about you, right? So then only they'll be able to make a decision. So I don't think there would be any you mentioned about interview, right? So I don't think there would not be any place where you will not where you will not be interviewed. The better thing would be to get yourself prepared for an interview and work hard so that you face the interview and do well in that interview.
Great, great. So, as I said, I have already started the poll. Everyone, please give your answers, because I still can see few of you have not filled it. So it would be great. It gives us so much of knowledge that what wrong we have done and how we can do these sessions much better for you. And I can see we don't have any more questions for us. So I guess this is the time to end this session. Just a second. Okay, so you have added also add. Okay. Oh,
I
Pravesh is
just
saying
added,
thank you so much, sir.
yeah, I just added that you can check the NHA website, and I'll also maybe uh, you can share my email address and phone numbers with your people, and if they would want to get in touch, they can send an email or a message on WhatsApp. I would try to respond to that, respond to their queries. So I'm happy to do that.
That's really sweet of you. Everyone would appreciate it, and I guess I will share your LinkedIn profile. That's the best way, and maybe email. So if you have any question after this session, you will still know how to reach Vikram sir. And I hope everyone has loved this session. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.
I
Have
think
a
there is
great
one last question from Shivam Poddar. He has asked, can you please walk me through the process
just
of getting into
okay.
raw
Yes, yes, yes.
NIA, etc., to work under the cybersecurity/threat intelligence division? So Shimam, honestly, I do not know about these organizations, but I think it will be a great. These are great agencies, and if you are really interested in cybersecurity and threat intelligence, it would be a good idea to maybe connect with some officers. So I'll share one or two email addresses with Vartika. I know some officers posted there. So if you can you can get in touch with them. So uh, I'll try and do that.
Perfect, perfect. I guess that would help,
Yeah,
Shivam.
yeah.
If there is anything else, and if okay, after this session, if you are waiting for something from our end, you can always drop me on WhatsApp. I hope all of you have my WhatsApp number. So if you're waiting for any email ID or any query, just drop me a hi. I will try to connect you with Vikram sir, or if there is any information from him, I will share it with you guys. So thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much, Vikram sir. I hope we can do this some different session on different topic, but we can do this session again. Thank you so much. Bye bye, everyone.
God bless you. Bye, everybody.